In the summer of 1989, one of the most anticipated movies of the year was set to grace theaters throughout the United States. That movie was Batman. In the same year, Sunsoft was set to release a video game for Batman. With plots taken from the movie but little direction on changes to the script, the game diverges from the movie's plot. Sunsoft was also able to release the game several months before the blockbuster hit was shown in theaters. This game is well known to us now, but was a bit of a sleeper hit when it was released. Batman will always remain in my mind as one of the better games in my library, and here is why. Batman's movements are smooth, with quick punches and great control response. The caveat to this is jumping. There's a slight delay on the jumps, and it will take a little bit of timing to effectively use them to platform. With that being said, a required part of this game is to wall jump, which to my surprise was extremely easy to perform. Batman has some bat tricks up his sleeve as well. He doesn't just punch, but he can throw batarangs, missiles, and a spinning disc that splits into 3. I like to call this TriStar. You only have a limited supply of these items, but don't worry about that, as there are plenty of drops to refill. The controls are robust for the NES game. An A button, jumps, and jumping toward a wall while you're pressing A will wall jump. And you can press B to punch, but also have access to your special weapons through pressing select and punching. This being a later entry into the life cycle of the NES, the graphics are vibrant, but also seem to capture the feeling that you are in Gotham City. The stages change settings, and you really get the feeling you've entered a new place each time. At first, you find yourself on the streets, and the next stage will take you into the chemical factory. To go with this, there are cutscenes between the levels that are spectacular, and it helps you really feel like you are part of the movie. The action just builds on that. The music is such a good and refreshing sound. It's not Batman music exactly, but a good soundtrack that does not detract from the fact that this game is Batman. The areas that you visit benefit from the original music designs, and an attempt to rescore any of the movie music might have been a huge mistake. Many of the explosions and hits do get the point across that this is what is happening. Nothing seems out of place. The bosses in Batman remind me more of a Mega Man fight than that of a fight that I would imagine for Batman. I would have thought that Batman would have had a more constructive Ninja Gaiden type fight, but Sunsoft did a great job in providing a good boss that, throughout, captured the action-based excitement of the rest of the game. I was going to assign names to these bosses, and the comic gurus can just yell at me in the comments about the real names. Boss number 1 I like to call Firebug. He flies around and swoops at you and shoots fire, and if you get your footing right here near this left pillar, you could stand there and just throw batarangs and watch him die while he runs into them. Boss number 2 I like to call the factory control systems. Basically, stand at the beginning and shoot the 2 guns while dodging their bullets, then move to their location and do some hops to the secondary structure. Once this is complete, you can stand at the beginning again and take on the final turret. Boss number 3, I'm going to say this is this game's version of Bane. You know, nothing like him, but a brute at least. Just meet him on the ground and smash him with batarangs. Your health bar will outlast his. Boss number 4, Laser Box Security System? I'm not even sure who thought of this, and all I know is it's pretty challenging to move around and take them out. I tend to stay in the upper and lower middle right side area, traveling up and down between the walls, trying to avoid shots. If you could manage that until one dies, the other will greet you with a fire attack, and then you should be able to just jump down and spam it with batarangs. Let's talk about boss number 5, or as I like to call him, Ninja Demon. The best way I can describe beating Ninja Demon is luck. He shoots a fireball that if you can anticipate coming, you could jump over. But because of the way Batman jumps, you cannot react to the fireball being shot. So you just have to about frame perfect for this to work. You can, after much fighting, get to the point where you can kind of guess where that's going to come in, and then you could dodge it. And if you don't worry about your HP as much on this fight, because you will get a slight boost when you start the next fight though. No need to conserve it. Try to throw batarangs and make sure that you hit as much as possible for this guy, and you should be able to take him out. Boss 6 comes in right after Boss 5, and it's the Joker. It's a little bit of a cheat, as you might expect. His bullets are lethal. 2 hits and you're dead, but the caveat to that is he will shoot a bullet right at the beginning of the fight, and you have only a few frames to jump and get out of the way. If that first bullet hits you and you're in the air, you get a knockback, the second bullet will hit you and you'll die. It just happens. You can jump backwards, you can take a wall jump and then get over to where you need to be, or you could go and jump forwards and try to be a little bit of a daredevil. The point is, you're going to position yourself between him and as close to him as you can get without actually touching. Basically, you're standing right at the end of the barrel of his gun, and hit him as much as you can. If you hit him just right, he'll go through you without hurting you while he's flashing, and then you can get past him and the Pikachu Thunder Blasts, and you won't have to worry about it, and you can hit him enough before he hits you to take him out. There are some harder enemies in this game and some places that just plain suck. There are some additional stage tips that help you through though. In the second corridor, they'll attempt to trick you. They'll assume that you don't know how to do a wall jump, which puts you in a hard platforming section. Just wall jump like I do here. In the same area, you will encounter these hover guys with guns. If you use these spots just to duck down and shoot batarangs, they will not hit you. In stage 2, 3, and many other stages, you can use these bomb launchers to collect life and special power. There are several places in the game where this becomes useful, and especially right before the final boss room. But just kind of worry about where you're standing, and if you stand in the right place, they will continue to spawn over and over. If you're too far back, they will sometimes pause. If you're too far forward, you're always going to get hit. But once they drop 3 items on the ground, they will pause for a little bit. You can collect them and reset your stance so you can go back and get items again. In 3-1, these crab guys are super tough, but if you keep them at a distance, and just whenever their shoulder peeks out, you could actually just shoot them with the missiles and take them out with 5 shots. It's not too difficult, but it's just a little bit of an aim game, but if they come too far on the screen, they will start jumping at you, so you don't want that to happen. One last thing, batarangs do the same damage as every other weapon, but they only use 1 power per shot. You could throw multiple ones at the same time. That makes them more powerful than every other weapon. The Tri-Stars don't, and the missiles don't, and they take more power to shoot, so it's just better using the boomerangs in most times. Just be patient and learn for the patterns for the bosses and stages. They can be easy to navigate if you get a good grasp on how each one works. This is a great Batman game, and it is tough. The first level sucks you in, but the remaining of the game will challenge you to no end. This game does have infinite continues, and you will get to start on the last part of the stage that you were on, with one caveat being that you do not start in the boss rooms. Instead, you start in the area before the boss rooms. This makes it quite frustrating when you've mastered the level, but the boss is still a bit elusive. Don't worry though, the levels are the hardest part of the game. Once you know the bosses, they're much easier. Again, jump controls. There are times where you could jump far, and this happens because of Batman's forward momentum. But there are some times where you think you're getting the forward momentum, and you end up jumping short and falling right on spikes. So just keep that in mind when you're going through and jumping. Make sure that you're moving forward to get that forward momentum when you plan on a long jump. You could also do little hops by just tapping the A instead of holding it. I know I just spent a little bit of time talking about the negatives of this game, but everything in this game is a puzzle to solve. After taking the time to realize some of those, I found genuine excitement about overcoming the areas. This is not like Castlevania, where I found an area or two for no reason that were difficult just to be difficult. But again, this game does deviate slightly from some of the things that we know about Batman and the movie. Though spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1... this game's ending blatantly shows Batman killing. It's not exactly the way it went in the movie, but still, some of us wanted to kind of see that. And I know that some of you are now yelling at your screen and would like to make a comment, and please do. As a matter of fact, like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, help out the channel, rant a little bit in there. Head over to patreon.com/Galthim Gaming and rant there if you'd like. Talk, just find a way to contact me and yell at me about all the things I've said that were wrong about Batman just now. That is okay. But hey, if you did like this and like this video game, man, just do all the fun stuff that I just said and let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Stay up, stay safe. Game on.